Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada,
Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada.
Jai Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva.
Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. है नाम संकीर्तन की।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So just, I think, thank you all for joining this evening's program. We're very grateful to Her Grace Devaki, Devi Dasi, for coming to Phoenix and spending a few days with us. Mataji is born in Germany and she joined ISKCON in Sydney, Australia in 1985. And she is a traveling preacher. She spends about part of the year, a good part of the year in Bangladesh and India, and then the rest of the time she travels around the world, crossing all the continents. She goes to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, USA, Europe, and Africa as well. And she has, she's a disciple of His Holiness Niranjana Swami, and under the guidance of His Holiness Niranjana Swami, she has served many years as a mentor for devotees and also training spiritual leaders and promoting a culture of care. In March 2014, she founded the Institute for Spiritual Culture and has published 6 books, which you see over there. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Her Grace Devaki Dasi. Today's topic is power of forgiveness.
Okay, thank you. Makyantimanasya Yananjala Shalakaya Chakshunmalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manupastam Stapidam Yanavuttale Swayam Upakaramayam Danati Swabadantikam Namam Vishnupada Krishavasa Vuttale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Govani Pachayane Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pasadada Satarine Vanshakapatu Vasha Kripa Sinivevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktamananda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you so much for allowing me to spend again some little time with you today. Some faces I saw yesterday. So who am I meeting first time? Few new people too. Okay, good. All right, so let us immediately dive into our topic of the power of forgiveness. I'm sure we can all relate to this because most of us probably have had some experiences where we are pained, we are hurt by somebody's words or actions, and not so easy to forgive, right? Do we know this feeling? Yes. And sometimes people keep these hurt feelings and grudges for a long time in their heart. They carry them with them, for 20 years sometimes. Yes. And this is not such a good thing to do because it actually blocks us. Yes. And very often we also think that to forgive is something we do for the other person. But we will discover tonight that actually we mainly have to learn to forgive for our own sake, so that we can heal from that pain and then we can let go and move on. So forgiving is not just something we do for others, but we actually have to learn to forgive for our own sake. And if we cannot forgive some things, this will force us to come back again to this material world. This is also good to understand. Because if we keep, some grudges, something there in our subtle body of the mind, with that we cannot enter Goloka Vrindavan. Definitely not. because we can only go back to Godhead if the subtle body of mind, intelligence, false ego is fully transformed and spiritualized. And all the material aspects, impressions, experiences, desires, attachments, they have to be replaced with spiritual attachments, desires, experiences, and. So as long as we are hanging on to some grudges, we will have to come back and work through that and clear it off. So best not to allow even to, build up in our hearts. Yeah. And sometimes we can see this, that before people leave their body, they intuitively, they have this desire to clear up all misgivings and apologize and, Even Srila Prabhupada, for him there was nothing he had to apologize, but still he did, And he asked his godbrothers for forgiveness and apologized and for any kind of, tensions and misgivings or misunderstandings, even though from his side there was nothing he had to apologize, but he still did it, Yes. So it's a very natural thing, actually, when people are preparing to leave, they kind of feel intuitively they want to, settle everything and, work through all the kinds of issues which are still maybe hanging in the air like that. Okay, so I would like, today we also have some non-Indian guests. There's almost a little special here in Phoenix. Thank you for coming. Yes. Tonight I want to have two parts of discussion. The first part I want to build around the quality of tolerance, since tolerance actually sets the foundation for forgiveness. And then I want to read some section of the False Ego book. There's a whole forgiveness meditation in there. And I want to go through them a little bit, just to give us a clear understanding what this forgiveness is all about. So let me begin by reading a little statement from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is from the book Chaitanya Shikshamrita, where he says quite a profound thing. He says, giving up the desire to punish a person for committing an offense is called forgiveness or tolerance. So there is two remarkable points in this statement. First of all, giving up the desire to punish a person for the pain they have given us. This is actually what forgiveness means. Yeah. So in other words, when somebody is hurting us, we, in subtle ways, we want to actually punish them. We want to get back at them for this. Even if it never manifests, we may not actually do anything, but we want to hang on to this desire, to retaliate. And sometimes it manifests in this way that we don't want to talk to the person anymore. I mean, there may be so many reasons why we don't want to talk to a person, but it can be one way of voicing our protest, you know, and in a subtle way punish them. So I'm not going to talk to you anymore. That's the punishment I'm giving you for what you did to me. So, and to give up this desire to punish somebody for what they did to us, this is actually what forgiveness means. So it's quite a subtle and deep thing which we may never have thought about, you know, to connect the forgiveness with that, you know. And then the other remarkable thing, of course, is that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says this is called forgiveness or tolerance. So he basically equates forgiveness with tolerance. Forgiveness equals tolerance, actually. Also a profound thing which we may have never thought about. So that's why I want to spend a little bit of time, you know, touching upon the topic of tolerance, and then we will go to the forgiveness. So we can say humility, I'm sure we all know, humility is a really important quality to cultivate, right? So we have to be more humble than a blade of grass. So we can see humility as a primary quality which manifests in several secondary qualities, which are, what do you think? What are secondary qualities of humility? How humility manifests? Tolerance, for example. Respect. Forgiveness. Patience. There's another good one on service also, yes. But also gratitude, for example, too, you know. In other words, a humble person will naturally manifest these qualities, whereas a proud person will never be grateful, not forgiving, not respectful, not patient, not tolerant. Right? So that's how it is all connected. And of course, which entity makes it difficult to tolerate? False ego, yes, that's why we've got a whole book on that topic. The false ego rebels and complains and protests and gets irritated, right? Yeah. So tolerance is, yeah, I mean, also let's be clear in this. Humility, we can easily try to fake, you know, oh, look, I'm so humble, you know. But then the real challenge is, you know, how much can we tolerate? How much are we forgiving, you know, and how respectful are we? How grateful are we? So these things we cannot so easily fake. You know, we will be exposed when there is some challenging situation in life. You know, yes. So tolerance is a really important quality to develop. It's actually a criterion to measure a person's spiritual strength and advancement, and how tolerant a person can be. Because as we said, It's the false ego that rebels and complains and stops us from being tolerant. So when a person is tolerant, it means the false ego is already subdued and dissolved, and that's a sign of spiritual advancement, spiritual strength. Prahlad Maharaj, Haridas Thakur, they're always the famous example. They're like the embodiment of tolerance, right? Yes. And of course, with mundane eyes, what is tolerance? How do people with mundane eyes see tolerance? As weakness, exactly. From a material point of view, not to tolerate, that's strength, that's success, to stand up for your rights and fight, and. So in Bhagavad Gita 269, there Krishna says, what is day to the common person is night to the introspective sage. And what is day to the spiritualist is night to everybody else. So in other words, the worldview of a materialist, of a spiritualist, is as different as day is from night. Good to keep this in the back of our minds, because it means what is success in material life is most likely what on the path of bhakti? What is it? Well, I wouldn't say failure, but an obstacle. An obstacle. Huh? So, what success in material life most likely will be an impediment, an obstacle. It will create a hindrance on bhakti. So we better keep this in mind, And what is success on the path of bhakti will be seen as weakness, yes, as being a loser. That actually accompanies us throughout our whole life. And it's good to very clearly understand this, because if we don't understand this, then we easily invite all kinds of things into our life which are not supportive for bhakti. Because we think, well, out there, this is progress, this is modern, this is success, But most likely for in spiritual life, it will not be helpful. Yeah. So, wow, this is often something we don't remember, And we very much look at what is seen to be a success in material life, and we try and invite that into our spiritual practice. Yeah. So we have to be very careful, Yes. Yes. So intolerance is a very good example for this, because often we hear people say, what, you tolerate this nonsense? Forget it. Who am I to tolerate now? I walk out, I get divorced. Why should I tolerate this? Yes. And we think that's the right way to deal with challenges, not to tolerate, Yes. So let me read a few, just maybe one little statement about tolerance. That is from 1st Canto, 18th chapter, verse 48. There it says, the devotees of the Lord are so forbearing, which means tolerant, that even though they are defamed, cheated, cursed, disturbed, neglected, or even killed, they are never inclined to avenge themselves. Wow, that's a very high level of tolerance, you know. Yes. Of course, if somebody is trying to kill us, that's, you know, there is this instruction of the 6 aggressors. If they attack, then we're allowed to defend, you know, somebody attacking with a sharp weapon or kidnapping the wife or stealing the property and setting fire to the house and a few more things like that. You know, so according to Manu Samhita, we're allowed to kill that person, but of course not according to the law in the US. So we better don't. Yes. But in any case, so when the 6 aggressors attack, we have the right to defend. But otherwise, Vaishnava etiquette actually says that a devotee should never defend himself. Yeah. We should defend others when they are unfairly treated, but we should not defend ourselves. Also, of course, verbally not defend ourselves. Yeah, and if everybody would follow that, then there would be no need to defend ourselves, because surely somebody would stand up and defend us if we are wrongly treated. But unfortunately, we all do the opposite. We are very good in defending ourselves every day. But, you know, and blaming others, and there are all these defense mechanisms, finding excuses and all this. So we are very good in defending ourselves every day without even noticing it. But when somebody else gets badly treated, then we don't want to get involved. We don't want to say anything. It may ruin my relationships and all that. Yes. So in any case, you know, when we are defamed, when our reputation is ruined, this is a challenge to the false ego, because we are so concerned what everybody is thinking about us, right? And yeah, so if our reputation and fame is spoiled, this is a challenge for the false ego to tolerate that, you know, especially if it is unfairly, you know, happening, if we haven't even done anything or whatever. Or if we are cheated, this is also a bit of a challenge for the false ego, you know. False ego cries for justice and fairness, and how could this happen to me, and so yeah, not easy to tolerate these things, you know. Also, when we are insulted or neglected, this is also big challenge for the false ego, you know. So there's also a nice statement where it says, tolerance means to patiently endure unhappiness, such as that provoked by the insults or negligence of others. To patiently endure this kind of unhappiness, you know, that comes from being insulted or neglected, yes, without the false ego getting irritated and agitated and that, you know. So now sometimes people say, but how much can I tolerate? You know, or people say, this tolerance, it doesn't work for me. Every time I try to tolerate, then it's all cooking up there inside, and sooner or later I explode, or I get sick, or whatever. And yeah, I've come across this, that people say, this tolerance doesn't work for me, you know. So now we have to understand what true tolerance actually means, because most of the times when we talk about tolerance, we simply suppress some emotions and the false ego's demands. We are trying to suppress, you know. But suppressing never offers the solution. Doesn't matter what we try to suppress, material desires, lust, whatever it may be, just to suppress will not be purifying. Good to remember that one too. Now, we have to actually do some internal work. So when we suppress, then basically the false ego continues making the demands and protests, and we have this whole internal ego battle going on still, even though we try and suppress it. But, you know, there's still this feeling, oh, they shouldn't have treated me like this, and why did this happen to me, and so on. So suppressing will not bring purification, because then, sooner or later, it will build up, and then we explode, or we get sick, or whatever. So this kind of thing cannot even be called tolerance. It's actually simply suppressing things. But tolerance, true tolerance, is something different. Yeah. And to actually cultivate true tolerance, we need two tools. Tool number one is that we have this mood, actually, I'm a rascal. And Krishna is so kind, he only gives me one drop of what I really deserve. And I must have somehow tortured this person in previous life or this life, and now I'm getting it back. And most likely I should have gotten much worse, but I'm only getting a little bit. Yeah. So if we have that approach, this will already calm down the false ego a little bit. We may not be able to manifest this mood fully immediately, overnight. It requires some cultivation and meditation. But then the false ego will quieten down if we truly feel like this, that actually I deserve much worse. Things are not so bad. It could be worse, you know? Yeah. So now my question to you, what quality do we have to have that vision? Exactly. Yes. Who said it? Yes. Yeah. We said it already in the beginning, that humility is the primary quality which manifests in tolerance and gratitude, or that. Yeah. So we have to have at least a little bit of humility. Proud person will say, I don't deserve this. What is this? Right? But a humble person will say, actually, I deserve much worse. So I'm lucky. Krishna only gives me a little bit for my purification. So that's the first tool we have to have. And the second tool is that we have to learn to connect our situation with Krishna behind it. Seeing Krishna's hand in the picture. Having this mood, there must be some reason why Krishna arranges this. After all, not a blade of grass is moving without Krishna being in control. Why is he putting me in this situation? What is he trying to teach me? He must be trying to teach me something here. Yeah, that's the second tool and mood we have to have. What is he trying to teach me? So to see each and every situation in our life with Krishna's hand in the picture. That's actually what it means to be Krishna conscious. And of course, when everything goes according to our hopes and plans for enjoyment, then it's not difficult to see Krishna's hand in the picture, it's all Krishna's arrangement. But maybe it's not even Krishna's arrangement, because Maya also makes her arrangements for sense gratification. Yes. But when things are not going according to our hopes and plans for our sense gratification, then it is not so easy to see it as Krishna's arrangement. But that's usually exactly Krishna's arrangement, because he's trying to teach us something here, So now my question to you, what do we have to see Krishna's hand in the picture? Good, exactly. Yeah, you're pretty quick. Usually it takes a while for people to get to that point, Yes, exactly. We have to have faith in Krishna, unflinching faith. Then we can deal with any challenge if we have faith in Krishna, right? Nothing will bewilder us, nothing will make us give up Krishna consciousness or something if we have unflinching faith in Krishna. Exactly. So these are the two tools we need to have to actually develop true tolerance, not just suppressing things, but having the mood of, yes, I deserve so much worse, and what is Krishna trying to teach me? So if we have these two approaches in meditations, that will gradually calm down the false ego's protests and demands and all that. So, and that is true tolerance. So that requires a bit of internal work, right? To get there, to approach challenging situations with that mood and consciousness. And we do need the help of a counselor, a dear, most well-wishing friend who helps us to see things like that. Because false ego really blocks our ears, blocks our intelligence. We can't see, we can't understand, And we need this well-wishing friend in our life who has no other interests except our spiritual growth and development. That's a really important thing, and who is more experienced and who can tap us on the shoulder and say, hey, get off the false ego platform here. What is Krishna trying to teach you? There must be something he wants you to learn, and why don't you look in your heart and reflect and introspect, and and actually you're only getting one little drop of what you really deserve. So we need that reminder, somebody who helps us, because very easily we are so caught in the false ego's demands, we are so overwhelmed by that by ourselves we can't really so easily switch to a different perspective of things. So that's why this mentorship, having a counselor, this can save our spiritual life. Yeah. So just having Guru, Diksha, Shiksha Guru, not enough. Our gurus have hundreds and thousands of disciples, and they can't know each and every person's situation in life. So we need this well-wishing friend on a more regular basis, who helps us, where we can share our heart and, who keeps things confidential and doesn't blabber it around on the whole community and post it on Facebook and all that. All right, so before we move on to the forgiveness meditations, let me see if there are any questions just about the topic of tolerance. Oh yeah, let me add one last little thing which sometimes comes up and sometimes not, but just to make sure. The importance of tolerance does not justify abuse. Right? Yeah. Because sometimes people come up with this question, well, what about abuse? Should that be tolerated? Now, if there is outright abusive behavior of some kind, that has to be addressed, that has to be looked into. Not only for the person who is being abused, but also for the sake of the person who commits the abuse, to protect that person from the reactions he or she is getting for some offensive behavior, right? Yeah. So that's the vision. It's for the sake of both sides, not having a mood of condemning the abuser, but no, with compassion. What's wrong with that person? Why is he or she acting like that? Let's look into it. Let's try and help and uplift that person. All right, so let me see. Yes, Madhiji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for a very enlightening class, mainly the tools that answered my first question. I have a question about when we forgive somebody and their behavior continues, we need to set boundaries to protect ourselves from the behavior. So what is the fine line between forgiving and setting boundaries?
We haven't even talked yet about forgiving. You're a big step ahead of us. No, but it's true. We have to set boundaries, and it depends basically on our spiritual strength. How much or how little we get affected by things, But yeah, so we have to set boundaries that we don't allow that person to come too close, and we can again see it for their sake. That's a Vaishnava's mood, that a Vaishnava says, for my sake I'm willing to tolerate anything, but I don't want that this person gets some reactions by being offensive to devotees, like that. But forgiving is a different thing, and we will get there, so I don't want to comment on that now.
Okay. And the other question I have is, we talked about the difference between day and night for a material person and a spiritual person. For people like you, it's easy because you have only spiritual life.
Well, I also have so many dealings in life. I have to book tickets and this and that. And,
but relatively, like compared to us, our material life is more prominent. So how do we handle the same situation in material life and spiritual life? Like, do we have to tolerate something, how we do it in spiritual life, the same way in material life? Because that would be a disaster.
Well, with mundane eyes, it may look like a disaster. But with spiritual vision, we may be very successful in always counteracting and defending and shooting back and. But then at the moment of death, we may have to take birth again because we did not dissolve our false ego. Whereas a person who simply tolerates certain things uses it as an opportunity to dissolve the false ego. And from a mundane point of view, that person looks like a loser. But from a spiritual point of view, he's getting out of the material world. And I can quickly share one example from my own life. When was it? 15, 18 years ago, something like that. The German taxation department charged me 1,500 euros tax, which I was not meant to pay. They simply cheated me. And because I'm always traveling, I missed the 3 months period where I could complain. You know, by the time I got the notification, the 3 months were over. Somebody had accepted the letter, didn't open it, and so I missed the whole thing. And when I read this, I was boiling inside, you know, my false ego. What is this? And they're cheating me, and ridiculous, and. So, and I immediately rang the taxation department. I had a whole argument with this lady on the phone there. And she just said, well, you can take the whole thing to court if you like, and you missed the period, so what to do, and so on. And I was completely, you know, the whole thing took over my life. I hardly even could chant anymore, and the whole thing was going around in my head what to do. So, and then, thank God, I remembered one verse and purport from the Bhagavatam, which I had put in my verse book. If I hadn't done that, I probably wouldn't have remembered it. And I'm going to read this to you. This is 4th canto, 19th chapter, verse 34. The verse says the following: we should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, meaning Krishna's arrangement, we should not be very sorry. The more we try to rectify such reversals, the more we enter the darkest region of materialistic thought. Chant Prabhupada explains this in the purport. Sometimes the saintly or very religious person also has to meet with reversals in life. Such incidents should be taken as providential. Although there may be sufficient cause for being unhappy, one should avoid counteracting such reversals. For the more we become implicated in rectifying such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of material anxiety. Lord Krishna has also advised us in this connection. One should tolerate things instead of becoming agitated. So I remembered that. And I thought, okay, let me just pay it. Let him have it. This life I haven't paid much taxes. Maybe I still owe them something. Let him have it. So I just paid it. But for a couple of days, false ego was still complaining. Oh, it's Krishna's Lakshmi. I could have used it in Bangladesh, and how could they cheat me like this? But it only took a couple of days, and then I was over it. And the good thing to remember always, to keep in the back of the mind, is that we ask ourselves, will this be important at the moment of death? And we realize, no, not at all. Already now, it's not important anymore. You know, who cares whether I paid 1,500 euros tax or not? Who cares? It's actually got no significance. And it's with most things like that, you know. So from a mundane point of view, I may look like a loser. What, you paid that? I wouldn't have done that. Oh, you know. Actually, I shared the story in the False Ego book, and one devotee called Gopish from New Vrindavan, anybody knows him? Gopish Prabhu. He edited the book. He's a Prabhupada disciple. And after that chapter, he wrote me back, "My God, Mataji, I wouldn't have paid that money. This is really taking me some time to swallow." So, from a mundane point of view, we look like the loser. But you imagine taking the whole story to God? Oh, my goodness. My whole bhajan would be out the window. It would just take over my life. It would deeply entangle me in materialistic thought and anxiety. Forget it. It's not worth it. And it's with many things like that. I don't want to be completely absolute and say we should never defend ourselves, but we have to very carefully consider whether it's worth it. And again, we need the help of a counselor, because we may be so overcome by our false ego's demands. Of course, Prabhupada, he was leading so many court cases, but they were not for himself. Prabhupada was fighting on behalf of Krishna. That's a whole different thing. Yeah. So we have to really look, Yeah.
Thank you for the profound sharing, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for having such deeper thoughts and realizations on these important topics of humility and forgiveness. Mataji, you mentioned about the tolerance, and you mentioned the line that even if someone tried to kill us, we should be devotee, tolerate that. So I'm just trying to understand this line. What does it mean? Because we understand that Krishna has given us this body as an instrument which we can use to actually march toward Krishna. So it is our duty to protect this body and use this body. And with the example also, for example, when Srila Prabhupada was in New York, David tried to attack Srila Prabhupada, but he saved himself. Because he preserved himself. That's how he can serve Krishna better.
So that's why I was balancing that statement by saying, when any of the 6 aggressors attack, we are allowed to kill that person, actually. Right? Remember? Yeah. So, but then Prahlad Maharaj, Haridas Thakur, they set the example that they were tolerating.
They did not have any option also. If we see Haridas Thakur, he was very much captured by the soldiers. Otherwise, when Nityanand was attacked, Haridas Thakur also ran at that time to protect himself. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj was very much captured by the army. He didn't have option to run away or walk away, So, but
Haridas Thakur could have simply stopped chanting Hare Krishna to protect himself. Anyway, it's in the Bhagavatam. It's not that I'm saying it, I'm simply reading what it said in the Bhagavatam. So, it depends. And it also depends on our faith. We have this amazing story with Ladini. You know the story with Ladini? Prabhupada disciple, she was in Liberia or something, some African country, and there was some civil war breaking out, and actually everybody told her she should leave the country, but she said, how can I leave all the devotees behind just to save myself? And she stayed, and then truly enough some rebels there marched in the temple, attacked the devotees. Everybody was hiding, but Ladini was fearless. And then they took her and so many other devotees. And to the ladies they said, okay, if you agree to become the wives of the rebels there, then you are saved. And the men were about to be shot. And some of the lady devotees, they agreed to become the wives, at least temporary, I'm not sure what happened to them. But Ladini, when they lifted the gun to shoot the male devotees, she jumped in between to save them, and they shot her down. You know, so this is a pretty glorious example of fearlessness and being willing to sacrifice your life to protect the devotees. You know, Radha Swami wrote a nice thing about this story, and he said, yes, according to our understanding, she surely must have gone back to Godhead to have that kind of faith in such a challenging situation. Wow. You know, you have to be Krishna conscious for that, you know. Yes. So, because, see, in the ultimate platform, what is death? It is just a journey into the next situation in the ultimate issue. And that's how she saw it, and she was not willing to save her life and run away or something. No, she stayed to protect the devotees, and she left a pretty strong legacy there behind, you know. Yes. There's a whole book. I think you got the book in your bookshelf, right? Yeah, I had a glance through there and I saw, oh, Ladini. Yeah, it's a pretty amazing story, you know. Yeah. But no, I mean, in general, it is like that our body is Krishna's gift, and we have to try and preserve it so we can use it to become purified. Yeah. And that's why the permission is there to actually kill any of the 6 aggressors. Yeah. So it seems contradictory, but then in the ultimate sense it isn't. Any other thing? I mean, yeah, 8:30, I don't know how long, when do we finish with the whole discussion, because I do still want to read this forgiveness meditations, you know. Any time limits here? Because I can talk for hours, so it's up to the...
Another half an hour probably.
Half an hour. Okay, then that's... Huh?
To complete the class.
Yeah. All right, so let's accept a couple more questions. Some hands were up. Yes?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for wonderful lecture. Mataji, you told if someone is criticizing us, we should not even defend. But can we at least clarify? Because if we don't clarify, then we might be considered as guilty. So.
Well, clarify, why do we clarify? It's defense, you know. Yes, to protect our false ego, what we look like and so on. Now see, if everybody follows the etiquette of not defending themselves, but to defend others when they are unfairly treated, then there's no need, you know? Then surely somebody else steps up. I mean, let us imagine our Guru Maharaj heavily chastises us for something which we didn't even do. So, how is a disciple meant to react? Huh?
Accept and tolerate and accept.
Yes. And boo, this is a challenge. You imagine, your guru gets on your case for something you didn't even do. So the false ego is pushing, oh, you have to tell him, actually, Guru Maharaj, it wasn't me, and boo. You know? Yes, it's difficult not to defend. Oh, really difficult. Right? What is he thinking of me now? And it wasn't me. And, oh, yes. But actually we should have that mood, okay, I deserve so much worse, and so many times I've been a rascal and I didn't get chastised, so now let me just accept the chastisement which I didn't get before, and let me use it as an opportunity to dissolve the false ego. And surely somebody else should step in and say, oh, actually, Maharaj, it wasn't quite like that, and this person didn't do it, and it was a bit like different or something. Yeah, that would be the right behavior. But if it is a too big challenge, again, if we have a mentor, a counselor, then we can go to him or her, and we can reveal our heart, and we can, share that this is going on and it is really difficult to tolerate, and then let that person decide how they want to deal with it, whether they, they say, oh, it's not such a big deal, don't worry about it, nobody is even concerned about it. Just take it as an opportunity to let go of your ego's demands, or whether the person thinks, oh, it's serious enough to maybe, step in and defend that person or something, But we ourselves, if we defend, if we clarify, what do? We defend the false ego. Let's be honest. That's what we do, So that's why this Vaishnava etiquette, it's a really important one, which we usually don't even follow. We may not even be aware of it, And every day we defend. Oh, family life gives so much opportunities, to all these petty arguments people often have, and blaming each other, and it's all defense mechanisms. Yeah. That's why married life is so purifying. I once heard the statement from an initiating guru, 30 years of grihastha life and you will be a pure devotee. But it has to be grihastha ashram. Family life has to be an ashram. There's also a whole book about that. All right, what else? Yes, Prabhu. Oh, okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very enlightening examples. When Ashwatthama killed 5 sons of Draupadi, Draupadi simply pleaded to forgive him.
Draupadi what?
She pleaded for him that please don't kill Ashwatthama. And likewise, when Jagai and Madai,
when what?
Jagai and Madai,
yeah,
they threw a stone on Nityanand. And Nityanand Prabhu said to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please don't kill. If you start killing him, start killing them, then you have to kill everybody in Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna.
It's just a comment. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, there was some more hands up there in the back, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. So my question is, you mentioned 2 qualities in humility and faith for forgiveness. Sometimes, even if you forgive people at that moment with humility, with love, with respect, everything, but at times it is difficult to forget. How do you?
We haven't even started with the forgiveness topic yet. So maybe we'll start with it.
Thank you.
Okay. Because it's all coming, just now coming. All right. So, first of all, to begin with, let us remember that life in the material world will always confront us with so many unexpected disappointments and hurtful situations. This is unavoidable. It has to be expected, actually. That's life in the material world. And our relationships will be filled with so much more joy and harmony as we learn to forgive and move on. Right? I'm sure we all know Nelson Mandela, right? The famous freedom fighter in South Africa, who was imprisoned for many years. So Nelson Mandela shared, as I walked out the door towards the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would still be in prison. Yes. So even if we leave the jail, but if we cannot let go of this bitterness and hatred, then that will keep us imprisoned. Yeah. Another thinker discovers, I never knew how strong I was until I had to forgive someone who wasn't sorry and accept an apology I never received. We can forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because we deserve peace. That's the thing. We easily, look at things in these terms that we say, oh, this person does not deserve it. That's not the point. We deserve peace, and that's why we have to learn to forgive. Not so much for the other person. The other person most likely has already completely forgotten about things and moved on. But we are the ones who keep these grudges, and we damage ourselves. We're trying to punish the other person, but actually we are punishing ourselves. That's what's happening. The truth is, unless we let go, unless we forgive ourselves, that can also be a challenge to forgive ourselves, right? We may have made some foolish blunder, something really stupid, maybe some fall down or whatever. Oh, our reputation is ruined. And false ego whispers in our ears, how could you do this? What is everybody thinking now of you? And so on, yes. So, we have to learn to forgive ourselves. Well, I know one Mataji in Australia, she, by mistake, accidentally, she ran over her child with a car and killed her own child. Wow. Heavy thing. But yeah, somehow you have to learn to forgive yourself for these things. Otherwise, how can you move on? You will carry this with you. And most likely you have to take birth again to solve and resolve the whole thing. So again, if we use these two tools, actually I deserve even worse. What is Krishna trying to teach me? There must be something here, So only with these tools we can learn to forgive ourselves, Yes. So unless we forgive ourselves, unless we forgive the situation and others around us, unless we realize the situation is over, it's finished, it's done, it's in the past, we cannot move forward. Yes. And again, in such situations, we need the help of a counselor. Yeah. Forgiveness is not only something we do for other people, we also do it for ourselves to get well and move on. Forgiveness doesn't excuse their behavior. This is also often what we think, that when we forgive somebody, that we excuse their behavior. No, that's not the point. It's not about excusing the behavior, but it is more that we have to let go of this pain, that we have to give up the right to punish the person for what they did to us. That's what forgiveness is about, So forgiveness doesn't excuse their behavior. It prevents their behavior from destroying our heart. That's what forgiveness does. Right? Yes. Maybe it is not always about trying to fix something broken. Maybe it's about starting over and creating something better. Forgiveness is when I give up my right to hurt you for hurting me. So that's the same what Bhaktivinoda Thakur says. It is not about letting someone off the hook for their actions, but freeing ourselves of negative energies that bind us to them. That's what forgiveness is. And if we can't forgive, it means, we allow this person to ongoingly affect us with that negativity. We maintain it, Yes. Forgiveness does not erase the bitter past. So now we come to the forgetting things, We often have the saying, forget and forgive. But no, we don't forget. We remember. Also that we don't allow the same situation to repeat itself. Oh, we better remember. But we remember it with a healed memory. We remember it without pain, without grudges. If we remember a situation but still with pain there, it means we have not completely forgiven. Right? A healed memory is not a deleted memory. Yeah. So we may be able to even smile and laugh about it. That we look back and say, oh yeah, I remember this and this and this happened. Anyway, no issue. It doesn't matter. So there's no more pain and sorrow and hurt feelings and bitterness. No, but we do remember, of course. Or maybe temporarily we have forgotten and then something reminds us, okay, yeah, that story, yeah, oh yes, now I remember. Yeah. Instead, forgiving what we cannot forget creates a new way to remember. Yeah, with a healed memory, without bitterness, right? So we change the memory of our past into a hope of our future. Relationships get stronger when both are willing to understand mistakes and forgive each other. We can offer a prayer. My dear Lord, if I hurt others, give me the strength to apologize. If people hurt me, give me the strength to forgive. So what do you think? What is more difficult, to apologize or to forgive?
Both are.
It takes a strong person to say sorry and an even stronger person to forgive. Yeah, forgiveness, I think we have to do more internal work, you know. Yes. And sometimes we say, oh, I'm so sorry, Prabhu, but actually, you know, and then comes the defense, the clarification. Actually, it was like this, and actually it was you who did the whole thing. Yeah, so sometimes our apology is just lip service. I mean, ultimately, even if it was not our fault, we can still feel sorry that a certain situation happened and a certain person was distressed or whatever. No harm to say I'm sorry, you know, even if we don't feel it was really my mistake. But no, I'm truly sorry that this situation upset you, you know? Yes. Forgive those who have hurt us, betrayed us, or broken our heart, for they have helped us learn about trust and the importance of being cautious when we open our heart to others. Yeah, very often we also somehow contributed that a certain situation comes about, and we can always learn something, you know. Yeah, you know, these daily situations, often they're almost like Bhagavatam stories, where everybody involved gets their purification, everyone has their little lesson to learn, and so on, you know. To forgive is not always easy. At times it feels more painful than the wound we suffered to forgive the one that inflicted it. And yet, there is no peace without forgiveness. When we forgive, we heal. When we let go, we grow. Rhymes. Forgiveness is about recognizing that staying resentful creates an active echo of the pain the offender caused. That's also a good way to put it. It creates an active echo, you know, we keep that pain alive by not forgiving. By saying that the awful offense the offender did is beyond forgiveness, we give them the power to keep their offense alive in our heart. That's actually what's going on. We give the offender continued power over us. So by forgiving, we're cutting that negative connection, and you know, and we're not allowing that person to continue paining us, you know, and destroying our heart, you know. All right. Any question about forgiveness? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Sometimes forgiveness is considered as weakness. Can you clarify?
Well, it's the same day-night principle, you know. With mundane eyes, it may be seen as weakness. With mundane eyes, it's victory not to forgive and be the strong one, but with spiritual vision, that's glorious. Yeah. Same with tolerance, right? Yeah. Yeah, because with mundane eyes, we don't even understand deeper that we actually mainly have to do it for our sake. Yes, to really let go and move on, and yeah. Yes, Madhuri.
Thank you, Mataji. So you told about that Mataji in Australia who had something happened, like in such situations or something like you did in your past and like you remember it, but how do you forgive yourself for things you did not knowingly, like in your immaturity or something?
Well, again, the two tools, what is Krishna trying to teach me? And, somehow I deserve worse. Also understanding nothing happens by chance, laws of karma. I once heard this nice explanation, Satyananda Swami said it. Because Prabhupada says once we surrender to Krishna, actually the effect of our karma is weakened. And he gives that example of pulling out the plug of the fan or switching off the fan. It still will turn a little bit, but not with full swing. So, and Krishna sometimes takes the karma of a person and tweaks it a little bit and lets us have it in a modified way, just to teach us a lesson. So, as proportionally to how sincere we are in Krishna consciousness, we are actually not under the laws of karma anymore, but we are directly under Krishna's control. But sometimes he uses that karma to teach us something. So, with that understanding, we can also learn to forgive ourselves, because, we can say this obviously was somehow some karmic thing that was meant to happen, and maybe according to my actual karma I would have not only killed one of my children but 2 or 3. That family has 5 or 6, I think. So, but Krishna gave me one pretty heavy drop, but only one. So like that, we have to see Krishna's hand in the picture. Otherwise, how else can we forgive ourselves? We have to understand it's not me being the doer, but somehow the situation happened, and that soul, well, maybe that soul's lifespan was up. Who are we to understand Krishna's plan? And Krishna simply used us there as an instrument to end that soul's life, and so we have to learn to see things from spiritual perspective.
Thank you, Mataji.
Not always easy. That's why we need the help of a counselor who can see things from a spiritual perspective and not just feel pity and sorry for us and our poor thing. That will not be very helpful. All right. Last question or comment. Okay. I was hoping whether I will see her.
Yes. So she traveled the day you arrived. So
Sorry?
She was traveling the day when you came. She left the same day as you arrived. So
Oh,
She
is
was
it?
sorry that you were not able to stay at her place as you did last time.
So I won't see her?
No.
No.
She's away for, I think, a month or so. I'm not
Where is
sure.
she?
She's in India. She's
In India.
Yeah. Thank you for your insightful classes. I've been watching from India, and I'm sorry I missed you this time. Thank you for clarifying the difference between tolerance and abuse and talking about the importance of care. How can we practice genuine forgiveness while still upholding accountability? And in doing so, how do we discern whether trust should be restored, both personally and collectively, and personally and within a community that values compassion alongside responsibility? Thank you, Prabhu. Sorry, chat is not working in YouTube.
Okay. That was a pretty complex thing. Can you repeat this?
How can we practice genuine forgiveness while still upholding accountability? And in doing so, how do we discern whether trust should be restored, both personally and within a community that values compassion alongside responsibility?
Okay. Well, I mean, as we said, any situation, we may also contribute to things happening. It's never just one person. There's always, everybody somehow contributes to it. So, and as we said, so sometimes some hurtful situations that teach us that we have to be careful and trust. It's not even in a sense such a personal matter, oh, I cannot trust you, but it's simply like that as long as we are not pure devotees, we may always have that tendency and risk to somehow have our lower nature getting the better of us and misusing some information or some situation. It's just part of the material disease, So we can be careful in trusting people without having some enmity and say, oh, I'm not trusting you. No, but we're simply understanding we are not fully cured yet. Prabhupada was always giving the example of a community or ISKCON being like a hospital. So we all in the hospital here, we all have some signs of the same disease. So, well, we have to be compassionate towards, the other patients here in the hospital. We can't reject and judge each other for our diseases, but at the same time we have to be careful, and not get affected and so on, so it doesn't contradict each other that we have compassion, but still we are careful what we say to whom, Yes, because people easily, don't keep things confidential, they blabber things around. When is it? On tomorrow, I think, evening, we have the session of Prajalpa, right? So, it doesn't really contradict, And what was the first part of the question? There was a second part in it. I can't remember now.
How can we practice genuine forgiveness while still upholding accountability?
The accountability. Well, as we said, the forgiveness we mainly do for us, but we're still accountable. I mean, that doesn't really contradict each other, isn't it? Yeah, we have to be accountable, but we also have to be forgiving. Right? I can't see any contradiction there. So, Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. With your kind permission, I want to tell you a few little words about each of these books, because they're all pretty important topics. And some of you already got some books yesterday, but many of you maybe have not seen them yet. Although, yes, let me share this, that this is not my first visit to Phoenix. I came 7 years ago, and there I had only the first 2 books. So in these 7 years I've been pretty busy publishing 4 other titles, and this year I'm gonna hide in June, July and work on the next one. And actually, each of these books is a 15-hour course, which I usually give in Mayapur. I have established this little institute for spiritual culture because over 25 years I've been very involved in preaching in Bangladesh, and I learned a lot of things there about our Vaishnav culture. And that has really transformed my personal practice and also my preaching. And it has made it clear for me that we need some education and training in how to practice what Prabhupada has given us. So to read Prabhupada's books is a good start, but it's not everything. The real challenge is how do we live accordingly? And only when we live according to Prabhupada's instructions, then actually our life will be transformed. But just reading and quoting and knowing it is not good enough. We actually have to live it. And we are not quite there yet. So these books are trying to make Prabhupada's teachings practically accessible to people. So Prabhupada's books are the law books for civilized humanity, but often the law books are a little complex and people don't so easily understand how to live according to the law. So, and that's what I'm trying to give. So they're completely based on Prabhupada. Every second page you find some quotes from mainly Bhagavatam. So spiritual culture, Krishna's divine system. This book is all about women. We women have a very powerful Shakti. A woman can bring the very best out of a man and help him to come to his topmost level of performance, spiritually or materially, or she can ruin his life. That's the power of a woman. Yeah. In many ways, we women actually are superior to the men. And Bhagavatam says a woman should use her energy to empower the men and inspire them and not compete with them actually. But now man-woman equality, the women tend to compete with the men and the men don't like that so much. Maybe you noticed. So yeah, this is extremely helpful for married life. Every woman who wants to have harmonious relationships in her life with men should read this. Also very helpful for young girls, teenage girls, and so on. But the men should also read it if they want to get the encouragement and empowerment of the women. And spiritual culture, sheltering relationships. This is all about the importance of having a counselor, mentor. We mentioned it several times already. So when you read this, you will be convinced that without having a counselor and eventually becoming one to others, we actually remain kanishtas. We cannot really progress. And there's also many other topics, envy, the topic we had yesterday is in this book, and culture of correcting others, culture of respect. So many important things. And for Zigo, our constant companion and troublemaker, I think we have some little clue what this book is all about. But there is so much more, of course, in the book than what we discussed today, you know? Because Krishna consciousness, very easily we can use it to feed and boost our false egos and show off instead of subduing and dissolving it. And there's a whole chapter on chanting, how to chant in japa, in kirtan, to actually dissolve the false ego and get the full benefit which the holy name carries. You know? And then we have entering the Grihastha ashram. This is a handbook for matchmaking. How to see that a man and a woman or a boy and a girl are compatible for marriage. There's so many different things we have to consider. Often people from Indian background, they mainly look at caste and money, but that's not good enough. There's so many devotional levels of compatibility. And there's a whole list of over 200 topics which the two should discuss with a cool head, without pink glasses, because the pink glasses make everything look so rosy. That's why I made it pink. But after 2 years, the pink glasses fade away, and then we realize, oh, maybe we are not that compatible after all. You know, so yeah, better to go through all the list of different things of life. Then we have family life as an ashram, secrets of success. How to create the culture of bhakti in our family life. It's like a handbook for successful Krishna conscious family life. Very important. If we create the culture of bhakti, then the kids very naturally, they grow into that culture. But if our family life is more modern and mundane family life, then the kids will not really experience, they don't grow in to that culture, and then when they're 15, 16, they usually walk out. They don't want to be connected with Krishna consciousness. Yeah, and there's also a whole chapter on physical intimacy in marriage, how to live this principle of no illicit sex life. There's also a bit of confusion over that, and nobody talks about it. It's like a taboo. And many people are wondering how to make the whole thing work. So I did some research. I came across interesting stories with Prabhupada, where he says things which most people have not heard. Yeah, because they're not in the Bhagavatam. You know. So I hope it will help us to make our family life more Krishna conscious and more emotionally balanced. And last but not least, the Vanapasa ashram, meeting death with joy. So Vanapasta, for those who don't know, that's the stage when the kids are grown up, more or less established in life. The parents are meant to move on to the next phase. Very important ashram, which is basically not understood and established in ISKCON yet. Yeah. So it's actually the first book published on Vanapasa ashram. There's nothing else in writing yet. So yeah, very practical, all based on Bhagavatam, how to actually mold our life in that phase. And there's a whole chapter on death, what happens at death and all the subtle levels, how to prepare and how to support others. Very important service. What's the use of all our preaching if we don't know how to give maximum support in these last 2 or 3 weeks? There's so many practical things in there. I've accompanied quite a few personalities in this last phase, and yeah, so I'm giving a lot of good considerations there. So if any of you would like to get some books, the last 4 books are $20 each. The first two are $15 each. Many people yesterday got the whole set. So for the set is a little discount, $100 for the whole set. And you can pay cash, Zelle, Venmo, or even card. Yes. So anybody who would like to get some books, please come up and we'll work it out. Okay, sorry to be a little late today, but I hope tomorrow you don't have to work. So, yes. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki, Gaura Premanandi, Hare Hare Om, Hare Krishna. It's enough. Enough.
Thank you to Grace, Devi, Dasi for a wonderful class, a lot of nice instructions. And tomorrow's class is also a very good topic. It's about Prajalpa, how to destroy this movement. And it is at Kevala Bhakti Prabhu and Anandara Mataji. So please join us tomorrow evening. It's around 7 o'clock. And also have the course, Father Mataji and Devoki Prabhu. Thank you all for attending. As we always say, without you, we should not have a program. So thank you so much for attending the program. And then we have one more program on Sunday morning at Mantra Prabhu's home, and another one at the temple. Thank you. At the temple for Sunday feast. So, and that is going to be the last topic that Mataji was talking about, how to approach death with joy. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. We'll recite the Prasadam prayers and then honor Prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Swasva Punyavatam Rajan Vishwasameva Jayate Sharira Vidya Jodendriya Tahikam Jivire Vegasigasharare Paramadde Jivayati Lobo Maya Sudharmati Take Jita Kadina Samsare Krishna Bharadaya Kari Bhara Jivaja Swaprasadan Nadiloba Eyana Vitapa Shirada Krishna Gulaga Premirako Sri Chaitanya Nitaya Jai Nimaya Jai Nitaya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bhagat Mahaprasadam ki.
And Rajesh Prabhu has the QR code for taking the Lakshmi for the books. He's got Venmo and Zelle, and if there's any and cash, you can also take. And a big thank you to Rajesh Prabhu, Shyam Gopal Prabhu, and Sita Kumari Devi Dasi for having Devaki Devi Dasi Mataji at their home. Please give them a big round of applause. And also a big thank you to Mohan Chaitanya Prabhu for taking care of the audio and video needs today. Hare Krishna.
I don't pay taxes. Doesn't matter.
Vishnu Padaya
Hare Krishna, can you hear us?
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane गौरवाणी प्रचारिण जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.